Okay, so today we're going to be going over 22 editing secrets to instantly make your editing more attractive to clients. Number one, we're starting off with just add one more effect to your layer. Now, a big issue that I see with a lot of editors is that a lot of their work looks very raw. And a lot of the times when you're editing, you always feel like it looks good enough and it's just about finished. But I guarantee you, if you just try to add one more effect to a layer, any kind of layer in your composition, I guarantee you it'll look so much nicer. And more than that, next time you think that you're done, you're going to add something else and you're going to realize how unfinished and how much more potential you have in you to make your work look so good. Number two is to stick to 3 colors. If you can actually assort colors well, if you can manage your colors well, then you are going to be what is considered an actual rare editor. It's actually very rare to see this in a lot of editors, because if you can seriously actually properly learn how to organize your colors, you can actually direct the viewers into where they should be looking. Okay. Other than that, a lot of editors have troubles with finding the right color palettes to use and also how to actually organize their colors so it doesn't look so hectic. Number 3 is to engagement farm. Okay, engagement farming in the comments gets you a lot, like a huge boost in the algorithm. It gets crazy numbers. I do this all the time. I tell, some other editors do it as well. And it always helps with the initial boost in the video when you can actually engage, when you can farm engagements. Number 4 is to change your music every 15 to 25 seconds. Please do not be lazy with your music. It actually matters. It just carries the entire flow of the video. It carries the entire video like on its back. So if you can organize it properly and if you can transition it well, then your clients are going to absolutely love that, because that's a very rare skill that they don't know how to communicate. And if they don't have to communicate to you, they'll pay you the big bucks to work with them. Number 5 is to learn one new effect every single day. Every time I hop on After Effects, I always put the pressure to learn one new effect. And if I feel like that it was too easy, then what I'm going to do is I'm going to immediately put it into one of my compositions for for my client work. And then if it works well, if it looks good, then obviously I'll continue using it, and that'll be a part of my arsenal, my mental arsenal for effects. Number 6 is to not overuse sound effects and subtitles. This is another big problem I see with a lot of editors. If you overuse subtitles, if you use subtitles throughout the entire video, then you can never pinpoint to the viewer what's actually important compared to the rest of the video. So whenever I use subtitles, it indicates to the viewer, hey, this part is important, by the way, so focus up, start listening. And that doesn't mean that they start getting bored when subtitles aren't there, but it just means that they get used to not having subtitles, so that whenever subtitles do come on, they're like, oh wow, this is actually important. This must mean something if there's subtitles here. And the same with sound effects, except with sound effects, it's more so just, if you continue to use the same ones over and over again, it sticks out like crazy. Like anytime a movie trailer will drop this, people will go crazy over the fact that these sound effects are continuously repeated, and, box office critics are ruthless with them. So I guarantee you, if people are spotting it in films, they'll definitely spot it in your YouTube videos. Number 7 is to create a bank of S.S.Es, which, if you don't know, are subconsciously stimulating effects. There are 2 different parts to your effect. One is the things that you add onto your kind of motion graphics, so your full screen, and your also kind of metric tracking, or your kind of lower third motion graphics. And then you've also got just the general effects that you add, so stuff like your zooms, your handheld shakes, your drop shadows, your blurs, your lens blurs, general zoom, still zoom, static zooms, all sorts of things, right? And if you can just create a preset bank for this, and you can just automate the entire process, this will make your work not only just look so much more engaging, but it'll make things so much faster, and the videos just won't look boring. Number 8 is to learn After Effects. I know I say this a lot, but I'm not joking. It's getting to a point where learning After Effects is a non-negotiable for a lot of editors and a lot of creators. So I seriously recommend that if you are thinking of making the move or just thinking of learning it, now's the time. Number 9 is to write your clients' intros. Intros are so important. And if there's anything that an editor should be responsible for, it is the intro. So if you can learn to actually write great intros, if you can learn to create a great first 30 seconds, your clients are going to love you. Seriously, your clients are going to love you. Number 10 is the 4x3 rule. So essentially, this is just when you isolate everything in your frame to make sure that you only focus on the center, and then you leave the sidelines blank for anything else you may add. So this could be like different metrics or different bits of information, or, you know, CTAs at the bottom, or face cams in each corner, but make sure that there's nothing important showing on any side of the kind of face cam area, and you keep everything in the middle. Number 11 is to implement tonality. This is really important if you want to create a good experience for your viewers. And if you don't care about your viewers, your clients do. So if you can learn to care about your client's audience, then you're going to make much better work for your clients, and your clients are going to love you, and then so will other clients, and they'll pay you more to work with them, of course. So tonality is huge. It creates an entirely different viewing experience, and I seriously recommend that you look into it. Number 12 is to stick to 3 elements. We don't need anything more than that. 3 is the magical number. You know, 3 is implemented into graphic design. You know, 3 is the magical number in interior design. 3 is the magical number in cinematography. So 3 should also be the magical number for your motion graphic sequences. Only stick to 3 things because you don't really need anything more than that. Number 13 is to study niche leaders. Now, the picture for this is a bit out of context, but essentially, this is the room where I would go in and I'd work every day in school. And during my lunch break, I would go and I'd watch my dream clients so I could eventually learn how to make editing that would attract them, to which it actually worked. And in the end, I did get a job offer. Number 14 is to practice your editing, okay? On your off time, if you ever feel like you're bored, or if you don't have any client work, seriously, just jump into After Effects and practice your editing. This isn't to make sure that you get good at editing, but this is just to make sure that if you can start learning something new, if you can start enjoying the process of creating or practicing, then every single time you open up that software, your brain will be a lot more ease to it. It'll start thinking like, okay, good, so we're gonna create something cool now, right? Rather than, oh, After Effects, I know what this means. Like every time you see the loading screen, you're not going to think, oh my God, I've just got to go through client work now. It is going to make the creating experience much easier for you and your subconscious. So practice your editing. Number 15 is hierarchy. And I mean this for all 3 disciplines of editing. Hierarchy for your story, hierarchy for your visuals, and hierarchy for your sound. There must be a clear indicator of what is and not important to the story and to the sequence and to the viewer. Okay, so when the viewer's watching, they need to know what's the most important thing on screen. What is the most important thing I'm hearing? And what is the most important thing in the story? Like, is this scene important compared to others? Is this thing on the screen, like this brain, is this important? Or is the music more important than the dialogue? Or is the dialogue more important than the music? If they don't know, then you're screwed, and you know, viewers will never actually watch your stuff. And if believe me, clients can spot that. So if you can learn to show distinctive hierarchy in your videos with all story, sound, and visual, your clients are going to spot it too, and they're going to love you. Number 16 is to synchronize your disciplines. Okay, now I'm using the same pictures here because, again, if you can use the laws of tonality, the laws of context, and the laws of design, in all 3 disciplines, if you can get them to work together, it is going to make the storytelling experience so much better and so much easier for the viewers. Believe me, there's a lot of dumb viewers out there on YouTube, so you need to make sure that you do as much as possible to make sure they understand what's happening. And to synchronize all 3 disciplines to get the same result and to convey the same message will be, oh my God, your clients are going to love it, seriously. Number 17 is to stack effects with sound effects and music. Finding good music is not difficult, especially when all of your clients are telling you to add some. So if you can't find music that sounds similar, then use sound effects, like actual effects on your sound effects and on your music to make sure that they sound similar. And this is a process called homogenization. Number 18 is to stack your sound effects together. Your sound effects shouldn't feel so empty. It's not like they should hear one every 30 seconds. If you use sound effects, they have to consistently overlap. It has to have a flow to it. It should feel like I'm hearing from one sound effect to another, to another, to another, because that is what realism is all about. If you close your eyes right now, and if you just try to listen to everything there is, you're probably hearing my voice, you're probably hearing like the outside, you're probably hearing the other people in your building, you're probably hearing something else in your room. Perhaps you've got some music to the side, or perhaps you're in a voice chat with your friends, you can hear them as well. You can hear all sorts of things, right? So sound effects are so important to stack together because that's what creates realism. That's what creates realistic ambience in your videos. Number 19 is to offset your keyframes. When you sync everything together, it may look cool in the moments, but you're wasting a lot of time to the point where it looks a little bit boring for the rest of your motion graphics composition. So if you can offset your keyframes, then you're slowly unfolding visual information to your viewers. And also, let's be real, you're stalling a bit and you're buying yourself a bit of time, which always increases retention. Number 20 is to watch films. A lot of people don't understand storytelling, but it's actually very simple. If you can just watch a few films and gather the idea of what this is all about, then you can build a better cultural sense for what you need to do when you're actually editing, right? And I've got some 6 examples here that are relatively easy to watch, and they are still some of the best films you'll ever watch. I love watching these. I rewatch them like all the time. So they aren't actually too complex. They aren't like some kind of French new wave film from the 1940s or some bullshit like that. These are actually some 6 good films, and I recommend you go watch them. Number 21 is stop looking at other editors' work. I guarantee you that there's going to be editors out there who are struggling, and if they get a few good ideas, copying them won't help at all. Okay, a lot of creators are actually looking for some unique work, because if you can make unique work, then it can show that you can think for yourself and you can create better work without having to rely on others. And it also just shows that you have your own brain. So if you have your own brain, any problems you may come across, you won't have to worry about. But if you look like you just follow the rest of the crowd, then why should they hire you? So I seriously cannot stress this enough. Do not look at other editors' work, because it's just gonna create the same product. Number 22 is to focus on the detail. I don't have a picture for this, but I just really want to hammer down the point that if you think that doing 80% or 70% and then just doing whatever later on and skipping the detail is okay for you to get away with, I guarantee you clients won't think the same way. Because being able and actually focusing on the detail shows that you care for your work and you care for the output that you create. And also it shows that if you don't half-ass your stuff, then they won't have to worry about giving you endless revisions, or they won't have to worry about having to communicate the most basic stuff to you. And even if that's not the case, that's what they think. Like, look at every single creator. Whether you think what you're doing is fine, I can guarantee you they're thinking 100 times worse, because they've been burned by so many editors before that they're going to think nothing but the worst of you. So focusing on the detail is going to help save you from the rest of the editors that actually don't care about their work. Because if you actually focus on the detail, then it looks like you're king cunt and you actually give a shit for what you're doing. So yeah,